Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to day 14 of my Cricut Craft Gift Guide. I am going to share with you a really easy go-to that I always think of when I'm giving a gift, no matter what the holiday. I love making coffee mugs for people because I know a lot of coffee lovers, even if you don't love coffee, even if you just love tea or cocoa, whatever you like. I think coffee cups are a wonderful gift. They're very easy to make, very beginner friendly, and everybody loves having something uniquely made for them for their little morning cup of joe. So this is going to be our inspiration for day 14. I have a really fun idea that's going to be very colorful that I think will be really sweet on this mug. And what we're going to use is we'll be using the Cricut Joy, but you can use any cutting machine for this project. I also grabbed my Cricut Joy mat because we're going to be using some scrap materials. Be sure to grab your scraps. Coffee mugs and drinkware are a wonderful place to use your scrap material. So when it comes to picking out your vinyl for drinkware, I recommend a permanent vinyl because this is a type of project that will come into contact with water and get wet. So you'll want to do a permanent vinyl. So I have a navy blue and I have a mustard color. Both of these are Oracle 651. And then I have a pink, which is Cricut, and then I have a mint, which is Paper Studio, and they are all a permanent vinyl. I also have a squeegee scraper tool, a little weeding tool, and then a piece of clear grid line transfer tape, which is going to be very helpful because I'm going to be doing a lot of lining up with this particular design. I also have a little measuring tape. I'm going to go ahead and measure my space. I have a really nice big mug. I love this mug. I will link it for you. It's a very intentional, nice mug, and it makes for a really good cup of coffee. So I am going to measure out, it looks like I have about 3.5 inches by 3 inches. So that will be just about perfect. Okay, 3.5 by 3. And let's also do our question of the day. So pop down into the comments and answer this question. What's one craft tool or item you regret buying? I will be really interested to hear what you guys have to say because I think I have one or two that I probably could have done without. Okay, so what is one craft tool that you regret buying? So be sure to pop down and answer that. And let's hop into Design Space, get this little design ready, and then we will get it cut out on the Joy and placed on our mug.
Okay, so one of the best things about coffee mugs is you can create them to say anything. So mine is going to say mama today, but you can have it say anything. You can have it say the person's name. You can have it say a funny little snarky saying. You can have it say motivational scripture words, anything like that. So you can just take this idea and run with it, but know you can create your completely own design for your project and the person you're giving it to. So I am first going to go over to images and I am going to type in bear, and let's see, there's so many little options in here. Okay, so I kind of like this little bear right here. So I'm going to select that and insert images, and then I'll bring it over here. And then with my text, I'm going to come up and select Arial rounded MT bold. I'm going to use that text. I'm going to select that, and then with all caps I'm going to say mama. So then what I'm going to do is bring this over to the top of my bear. This is going to be a little mama bear cup, and I am going to make this a little bit bigger, and then I am going to use the curve feature and I am going to curve it to the right just to curve it down. And I'll kind of bring that over just a little bit more, and whoop, too far. Bring this guy down just a little bit. Okay, so I think that's really cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make all of my letters a different color. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I want to ungroup them. Now it's important to know that you want to do the curving before you ungroup, because once you ungroup, it's going to take it from grouping as an entire word to grouping as individual little letters. So you want to do your curving before you do your coloring. So now I'm going to start coloring everything. So I'm going to have the bear be a pink, and I'm also going to have the M be a pink, the same pink. Okay, and then I am going to have the A be the navy, and then I'm going to have the M be the mustard, and then I'll have this be the mint. Okay, so I think that's going to look really, really cute. So now what I'm going to do next is, obviously I'm going to have to cut these separately and apply them to my mugs separately. But what I want to do is I want to give myself kind of a starting point. So I'm going to actually attach my two pink ones together. That way I know when I place, because I'm going to be placing my bear first, but I know when I place it that I at least have a letter placed at the same time that I can kind of base it off of as I place my other letters. So I'm just going to come down here with the M and the bear selected, and I'm going to say attach. And then what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and group all of them together just so that I can size this. And I wanted my width to be about 3.5 and my height to be 3, and that is literally perfect, just like that. Oh my goodness, I couldn't have done that better. Okay, so 3.5 by 3.006, so that is exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now I can go ahead and say make it. I'm going to say on the mat because I'm going to be placing some scrap pieces on the mat. So I have my pink, my yellow, my A for the mint, and then another A for the navy. So you'll see we're using less than an inch of material for some of those letters, so you really don't need much. So definitely grab your scraps. I'm clicking continue, and then I am going to use the setting premium vinyl. So I am just going to come up to browse all materials, scroll down to vinyl, and I'll say premium vinyl, and that will work for all of my mats. Click done, and then I am going to watch over here and it will tell me, so it's highlighted the pink mat first, so I know I'm going to apply that one in to my machine first. Then it will highlight yellow, green, and then blue. So I just am going to watch over here to know which mat to load into my machine.
Okay, so I have my pink already on my mat, and I'm going to go ahead and load it and go ahead and press go on my device. And then while that's cutting, I'm just going to trim down my other little pieces. And again, I only needed an inch of each piece. So this is a little circular scrap that I have. That'll be perfect. And then I'll just trim down my others. So I like to line up my pieces also, that way I know and I can quickly grab the next piece that is in line to load on my mat. And while this is getting cut out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some rubbing alcohol and clean the front of my mug. So I have a little rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to clean the outside of my mug, making sure there's no oils, dirt, or dust. It'll help the vinyl stick down really well. You'll also want to note which side of the mug you want to put it on. You can definitely duplicate this project and do it on both sides if you wish, but I'm just going to do it on one side, and I'm going to do this so that it's a right-handed mug. Okay, my first is complete. So with these smaller pieces, and what I do usually with all of my materials, I just turn my mat over and bend the mat away from the material. It's really important, especially with smaller pieces, to do that so you don't disrupt any of the vinyl. And then I'm putting my little tiny circular yellow on there and loading in. Okay, so my vinyl is done. So now what I can do is I can take my scissors and really quickly trim off any extras just in case I want to reuse some pieces, though they're getting a little small at this point. You just never know. Okay, so now I'm going to turn all my pieces over, and I'm just going to scrape the back just to make sure that everything is in its place. Do this as well for these little ones. And I just like to make sure everything is really firmly where it needs to be before I start weeding them out. Okay, so the little letters are going to be very quick and easy. Just going to grab a little edge and weed them out. Okay, so that one is done. And we have another A. Just like that. And the M. Okay. And then we have our big bear and our final letter right on this pink piece. Okay, so I love how these colors coordinate together. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do this because I've been wanting to do a more colorful coffee mug, and I really like mustard and pink together. I think it's really pretty, and I also love navy and mint, so this is just kind of a really pretty color combination that I think is gonna turn out really nicely. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through and weed out all these little pieces that make up this fun little design. If you guys remember, I did a Mama Bear shirt with my Cricut Joy. I'll be sure to link it in the top right corner for you. It is one of my favorite shirts to wear. I love it. So I thought it would be fun to make a Mama Bear mug as well, because I think this is just a fun mama mug to give to mamas. I think it would just be really cute and fun. Okay, so I have my little bear weeded. It's so cute. I love how that turned out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just cleaning up all my little pieces of weeded out vinyl from my fingers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of transfer tape, and I purposefully am using some clear grid line transfer tape just because I really want to be able to see within or underneath my design so that I can really do some proper placement with my other pieces. Okay, scraping down and turning over, and I really like to scrape down the back. I feel like it's one of those hidden secrets, I guess, that really just helps everything come off of the cutting sheet a lot easier. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my scissors and I am going to place little cuts around the perimeter of my transfer tape just to help my transfer tape be a little bit more flexible when it goes to lay down on a curved surface, because the surface I'm placing it down on is curved while the transfer tape is straight. So it's going to want to resist curving with the cup. So I find that this has been really a helpful tool in getting it to just be cooperative. So I'm also going to bring in, let's move these to the side, I'm going to bring in a little towel, and I like to use just a little hand towel to kind of get a little cushion for my cup to just be in the right spot while I am working on placing. That way I'm not trying to hold this and place at the same time. So it's kind of like my third hand. Okay, so sometimes I find it's easiest to stand over my design. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to bring this down because I want to give myself plenty of room to sip from the top without my lip touching, because you don't want to have your lip touching the vinyl. Vinyl isn't food safe, so you don't want to be coming into contact with it a ton when it comes to like sipping your coffee and stuff. So just give yourself plenty of room, and that laid down perfectly. The little the little cuts in the vinyl really are a great secret. Now remember, you can do any saying you would like. This is just another form of inspiration for a gift. Everybody really likes a little coffee mug. Most everybody. I guess I can't talk for everybody, but it's usually a safe gift and it's fun to make. Plus you can make them in bulk too. So you could, you know what would be cute is if you made one for like everybody in a family and everyone had their own personal mugs, but they all kind of coordinated. That would be kind of cute. Okay, so that looks good to me. So now I'm just going to take a corner here and I'm going to start peeling away, and I'm going to try to salvage as much of this transfer tape as I can, because I'm going to try to use the middle of it that hasn't been sliced for the rest of my letters. So I'm just peeling away. Looks great. Oh, it looks really great. Sometimes I get nervous about putting a bigger type of piece and solid on a cup just because I don't want to have any bubbles, but I did really well on that one. Okay, good job. Okay, so now I am going to, just going to grab a little corner of this, and I think my next color was the navy. So I have a little piece of my transfer tape, and I'm just going to see how far I can stretch this before I need to do a new one. So grabbing a piece, scrape it down, scrape it down. Okay, and then I'm going to try to mimic the curve that I went with in the design space. And I might even pull it up on my computer just to kind of get a reference for how much space I had between the letters. So I did not have much. Okay. Looks good. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Peel. And onto the M. Okay, so I have plenty of stick. Okay. Okay. Okay, like that. And scrape, scrape, scrape. And peel. Okay, and I still have the same piece of transfer tape, but I'm just going to trim off the top. And I'm just going to build this up to the side just a little bit. Just going to place my final little A. Okay, so here's the final mug. I think it turned out really, really sweet, very easy, and I love, always love to use my scrap material because it always makes me feel so good to be able to repurpose something that was small and kind of an afterthought from a different project. So very easy to personalize. You can have it say anything that you would like. I love how the colors came together, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. So be sure to pop down into the comments and let me know what you thought of this craft today. I think coffee mugs are always a fun thing to give to somebody, and they're also, if you're beginning with your Cricut, they're also a really fun way to get your foot wet with getting vinyl and applying it and cutting it and all of the above. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you guys in the next video, and I'm really excited to show you. All right, see you guys later.